Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 7th Esports World Championship, coming to you live from the Nexon Arena here in Seoul, South Korea. My name is Reed Rapvelden, and joining me once again, Markia Aki Kennard, support for the South African representatives here at IESF.
And if you just tuned in, you just missed a great game between China and Switzerland. China took a dominating win, and we will see them in the finals. Now,
well, we get a chance to see who's going to join them in the finals now. It's going to be a matchup between Serbia and Korea. Now, if you've watched past IESFs, you know that Korea is a powerhouse. They've won the last 3 in a row, and they've won every IESF except for one exception where Sweden took it home. So this is certainly been their tournament for a very long time, and certainly fielding one of the strongest teams here in the tournament. However, a little bit shaky in the quarterfinals, has actually dropped a game to Romania that wasn't even close. Romania, just incredibly strong team, so not a surprising upset, but a very strong defeat for them, even still looking maybe a little bit shaky, coming up against a Serbian team that has yet to drop a game.
well, the Serbians look great. They look great this year, and I mean...
And they're also looking good in League of Legends.
Definitely.
All right,
Now,
so when you talk about the bracket and exactly like how these teams got here, it's actually a little bit it's pretty significant to watch their progression through the tournament. For Serbia, they actually had a very difficult time coming through the group stages, but you can see their matchups right here on your screen. Now, the Korean players actually got English IDs for this tournament, so with the exception of Bokimbop, which is basically fried rice, he's going up against Bigfoot, Demented Clown versus Colorless, Double Aim versus Chieftain in the jungle, top lane Cola Max GG versus Lonely, and a very key mid lane matchup between the supermodel Milika Todorovic and Fire Rain. Fire Rain actually about 700 points challenger on the Korean ladder, and an incredible powerhouse for Korea in every single game that they've won. The records on your screen there as well, and I think the most impressive thing about Serbia is that I know, at least for a lot of our international audience out there, you probably haven't heard a lot about Serbian esports and may not have expected them to make it this far in the tournament. But when you go back and look at this team, they actually played under the name Virtual Gaming for several attempted qualifiers into the Challenger Series, and they also have actually played very significantly together under Virtual Gaming and many smaller competitions. They've won a couple of Go for Lols and do have a lot of experience playing together. Some of the synergy that's helped lead them to an undefeated run here at IESF.
well, I must mention the fact that Korea lost the game against Romania. Romania has been having a great showing here as well. I actually expected them to make it to the semis, but now we're here, and I'm hope that we get a little bit of an upset. We at least get 3 games. That's what I want from this series,
Absolutely.
at least.
Big fan of casting League of Legends. In case you guys couldn't tell, some more League, I think, is something that we can all get behind. I'm actually just really excited to get a chance to watch this Korean team play. I got a chance to watch one of their games over the group stages, but really haven't seen a whole lot of what has been one of the favorites to win this tournament. Now, we got a chance to watch China yesterday and see how dominant they were, but Korea is still kind of a mystery, and it's really going to be exciting to see some of the strengths that they put together for this tournament. And in case you're wondering, well, who is playing for the Korean team, like where have these players come from, primarily solo queue heroes and a team that's played through and is actually one of the best net cafe teams in Korea. So looks like we are about to start the game here in just a second with champion picks and bans coming up. I'm super excited to watch Serbia versus Korea, and it should be something that's equally exciting for everyone else.
I still believe the Lee Sin ban will come through. We're not seeing that this tournament again. Yeah, he's been showing so strong in this tournament.
The big ban for this tournament is going to be a Nidalee ban versus Cola Max GG. He's always been known as a powerhouse on Nidalee. However, the most recent patches have not been super kind to Nidalee, so probably won't see that out there. That's how he got his start. He's actually I think Nidalee Cola Max was his first ID, and then he changed it away. But it looks like we are about ready to get into champion picks and bans here, so let's go ahead and get into game.
So let's see if the Nidalee ban comes.
Here we go. Already some bans starting to come out there. Gangplank Insta-ban versus Fire Rain. No questions about that. And a Tom Kench ban. We've already seen that play twice. Not the great effect, but it's still a very strong ban. Elise coming out, banning out one of the strongest junglers in there. Another strong jungler in Kindred, banned out by Korea. I was taking a look at the champion pools, and Lee Sin, like you said, should be very, very contested pick here. If we don't see it banned, might see that first pick away from Serbia, who do start on the blue side, so they will have that advantage.
But will he prioritize Lee Sin over Nidalee?
It's going to be a close pick there. The Varus ban directed right at Fire Rain. Varus, Yasuo, Victor player. In fact, if you ever look up Fire Rain's ID, it's by deficiency on the Korean server. He's so good at Varus and Victor. He's got to highlight videos of them, and they are ridiculously impressive. So TF ban there against Milika Todorovic, and no, this is not the supermodel. This is actually just a really good player. Went by Milika T in the Challenger Series qualifiers when they tried to qualify under, I believe it was virtual gaming. Yeah, there we go. So done with bans rather. Picks coming up here in just a second. Colamax GG. Talked about his proficiency on Nidalee, but probably not getting first picked here today.
Well, they left open quite a few powerhouses, so, but I believe Lee Sin will have to be a first pick here.
Talk about which powerhouses you are looking forward to.
Teemo!
Probably not. I mean, is this the Serbian counter pick that they've been looking for? You lock it in, and your opponents are so surprised that they forget to pick their champions. Probably not. A Rek'Sai, it's fairly standard, very safe pick to go with early on.
He is probably just not confident enough on the Lee Sin. As he is an elite player, I don't know. Well, I wanted to say Hecarim because
Hecarim is a champion that sort of pioneered in Korea. If you ever hear about this guy named CB Max, he's a pretty well-known Korean top laner, known for prioritizing Hecarim. Actually a Hecarim-only player until he kind of diversified for competitive play, but it's going to get locked in there. Teleport Ignite on the Hecarim to face off against, we don't know exactly what from Serbia just yet, but it'll be interesting to see what Milika decides to lock in. Might just get the Syndra for herself, but still some very strong combos out there. Neither team has locked in an 80 carry support combo, so might be the two picks that Serbia are looking for.
I believe this Lulu will have a big impact, especially with the Hecarim right now. This is a great combo. They will, I don't know, of course Korea will get Lee Sin here. It's gone through.
a little bit of love being shown there by the Serbian players, still looking for their next couple of picks. And we talked about the duo lanes getting locked in. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Thresh, Lucian.
Of course, Lucian.
The White Steel lane. Going to get that down there. A little bit of lore action in lane, but might change it up too. We've seen very strong performances, and hey, looked like they watched our previous semifinal game with Tristana Alistar as a devastating combo.
I'm happy to see that combo, because now you have Rek'Sai knockup, Alistar knockup. This is going to be a good combo. To counter that combo, I mean, you have Lulu, but we'll see. Stop.
A possibility here with champions like Soraka left up that you could still go for a very strong protect the AD carry idea. With a Bard getting locked in, colorless, is this Keys Smurf from ever? Maybe not, but it's going to get locked in. Korean Bards, it's a good time for them after strong performances in this very arena. Only weeks ago, we saw Key on Ever play some of the sickest Bard I've ever seen. We'll see if Colorless can match it as we head back over to Serbia for their last two picks.
But now, my issue is, will Kalista bind with Bard? Then what will she just throw him in? It's not much of a tanky champion.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to allow him to maybe get right in range for some point-blank Tempered Fates. I don't know about that one, but there we go. The last two picks in for Serbia. It's going to be giving Gnar up top lane to Colamax GG, a similar style of champion to the Nidalee that we've seen. And that is going to be a middle lane Azir versus what we do not know. Looks like, yeah, there's going to be that Lulu in there. And like you said, the Lee Sin in the jungle for Chieftain.
This was really risky. The fact that they're giving Lee Sin to Korea, of all nations, Korea.
Right, and Chieftain has been widely known as a Lee Sin Jarvan player. So started out with Jarvan last season, really all in on Lee Sin this one. So Korean Lee Sin's incredibly strong. Korean Bards maybe even stronger. after some very impressive performances recently. But man, a powerhouse lineup here for Korea. But Serbia undefeated, and when I talked to them earlier, confident that they were going to take a 2-0 victory. We'll see if that confidence turns into results as we get into our first game of this second semifinal best-of-3. One of these teams will advance to face off against China in the grand final tomorrow. But with picks and bans over, let's take a quick break and get into game. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second semifinal match here. Serbia taking on Korea. And what is going to determine the second team in the grand finals here tomorrow. 7th World Championship here at IESF, and Korea very, very dominant force in IESF. Won the last 3. We'll see if they can reprise their role with a win here over Serbia.
I'm glad to see this split up idea of running into the jungle, not like the last games we had where it was all in.
Yeah, China very, very grouped up when they start. Korea much safer, more information being gained here, but we'll see what they can do if there's anything to be done here early on, though. It does look like a fairly safe start. Both AD carry and supports on the bottom half of the map, looking for a standard start to this game.
No deep wards, so no knowledge of where Sin will gang first, so might be in for a surprise.
Please stop laughing. Lulu laugh, Lux laugh, the two most annoying laughs in the game. Next to mine when I am this horse, but trust me, the only horse you're going to be seeing this game is Lonely. Up in the top lane, Nicolamax checks in onto him, takes a Thunderlord's right to the face, and he is going to back out and maybe back all the way back to base as he is pretty low, but with minions already spawned, probably just going to stay up there and help leash Rek'Sai the Gromp.
I'm glad to see we don't see a lane swap. I want to see these two bot lanes match up against each other skill-wise.
It's going to be really interesting. The matchup for me that I'm going to watch is Fire Rain. He's playing Lulu, and if you've seen a lot of incredibly strong mid laners, sometimes they don't want to go for the individual carry. They just want to be able to play a more supportive role and still be able to pick up a lot of pressure off of being just so highly skilled. Now, Azir, extremely good at fast pushing these lanes, is going to let these 3 cannons head into turret. See if he's able to deny a couple CS there. Is able to pick up one that dies the turret and a second, so already some nice pushing going on there. But the real lane matchups that we have yet to see are going to be up in the top lane. Hecarim actually choosing to help out in the jungle a little bit more and then teleport into lane. See if that level 2 advantage is going to give him an advantage over Nicolamax. GG.
Lee Sin doing fairly normal start. I expect him to give top a gank first, but Rek'Sai will be in the bot lane at that time. So I hope to see some early ganks for some early plays.
Now bot lane's a lane that we haven't actually seen really here. Holy cow! Milika very, very low there. It feels weird because it's like, hey, is Supermodel's playing League of Legends? Is Azir, I guess, kind of super in his own right. You've seen the new Azir skins like Death Lord Azir. It is pretty ridiculous. Gank coming in here. G-Frame looking for the Q, finds it. Nice barrier there. Couple of turret shots going down there. Fire Rain not going down. It's going to be the first kill on Milika. Korea drawing first blood.
Good follow-up. Great follow-up from Lulu. And the damage this early in the game. Azir.
Oh my gosh, that binds through the minions. Incredibly well played there by Colorless. You see Bigfoot with very low health bar. That's not because of Boken buff. That is because of so much harass here. Colorless just playing a very, very strong, very early aggressive Bard. Off to level 2 in lane. They've snowballed that into a level 3. Still a level advantage down there as they push a large wave underneath that turret.
I've never believed in Bard until Crepo told me he's a viable sport, or well, on stream at least. And he's strong in lane, but his late game makes me doubt a tiny bit. He's a fast squishy and easy is to kill.
That's true, but Tempered Fate can change the fate of many, many teams. Bard Gangplank's a really good combo because you can set up those barrels, but in this situation, I think it's going to be mostly to set up lonely engages, who hopefully will not be lonely in his engages, but we'll take a look at that when the time comes. Still early, only 4 minutes, so for Korea, one of the interesting things to me when I was doing some research on these players is that when they played in their PC Bong League, that's how you qualify to represent Korea at IESF. There's a league, it's an amateur league between PC Bongs in different regions around Korea, and then the final 2 teams actually play off against each other for the opportunity to represent Korea here. This current Korean team goes by FOG or FOG, and that's been what they used in the tournament to come here to qualify. And I mean, one of the stronger rosters here at the tournament. Now, for the gank top lane, we got double aim. He's maybe needing to aim a second time up there towards Lonely, who just walks back to his turret. Pretty safe and sound, but a big discrepancy there in gank pressure is Chieftain. Man, he has been going all in on these ganks and hasn't been able to come up with an assist for First Blood. See if he can maraud this mid lane successfully enough to pick up second.
He's loving this mid lane. He's going nowhere else. I think he just wants to shut down the supermodel.
I mean, to be fair, pretty good logic on the gank attempt. Whoa, pulls him under turret. Not with a Q available to slow him as he disengages, but Chieftain a little bit cut out there. Nice avoidance there. Milica has the outplay.
And we see Kalista being quite dominant here, in farming at least, early game. Because, I mean, that's a big farm difference. 15 farm at this time of the game. Well, she did just push a wave out, but it makes a big difference.
A lot of pressure there, and so we shouldn't see the super carry as here, as it's going to take a little bit longer to scale up. Whereas Fire Rain already going for that early AP and CDR from the Fiendish Codex, heading back to base, and most likely looking to build up towards a Morellonomicon as a completed item.
Have you ever played the Zero Lulu matchup?
It doesn't go super well for the Fizz. If you get ahead early, then sure, Fizz doesn't even have to play against his lane, can roam as much as possible. But for Lulu, really just sort of that super utility champion, whether it's in lane, but mostly when it draws on towards the end of the game, we're going to see so much focus here, not really around the mid lane, but towards Bokenbop down in the bottom.
Well, their comp is actually quite fitting for this. Since Lulu doesn't have massive damage output, they at least have Ekram for that. So they're going with a 2.5 carry comp, I guess.
This is actually really interesting for me to see Fire Rain play Lulu, because at least traditionally he plays those super hard carry champions. He's always been known as a very good Varus player, and I think that's what he's been playing most recently. But all of his highlight videos are things like Yasuo specifically. He's pretty good at that champion, so don't see it this game, but possibly something to look out in the future. He's playing a more supportive role, so we'll see how he's able to make that work. Already 2 items towards his Morellos and 2 Doran's rings for Milica. Big discrepancy there.
I want to see Rek'Sai gank more, but I'm guessing he's waiting for that level 6 he just got to have more lane pressure, because, Lee Sin has done everything here. He's dominated mid lane for Lulu, although it's not dominating yet.
I mean, it's a Lulu. Sometimes you get ridiculously out of control, but is a supportive champion. When you have 1.5, 2, if you want to count that, to damaging spells, it's I don't know, a little bit difficult to super carry. Now for Azir, you do have the opportunity to just sit mid, wave clear it out, maybe use the CS to come back in that mid lane, but Lulu's pretty good at picking up CS herself. You can see Fire Rain all the way on top of that. 8 minutes in, and we are going to see some extra pressure here. Double aim coming back out of base. It's already scouted out on a ward. He's going to smite that and immediately pop the razor sharp to take out the ward, but Chieftain still around that mid lane area. See if he wants to go back to base. And yeah, he's going to head back and then come out with what could be a warrior enchant. I'm not sure if he's picked up enough gold for that, but if he does, that is actually going to be a ridiculously strong Lee Sin. Doesn't quite have the gold, so he's going to head back into the jungle to get that before the recall.
Bot has been zoning extremely well bot lane. I'm surprised to see how much pressure he can put on, but it's kind of normal, I guess, with an Alistar being melee and all. I just want Rek'Sai to gank bot, because as soon as he does that, there's so much kill potential. They can just knock up, knock back, because bot doesn't really have an escape route if he's not close to a wall.
Colorless able to move forward to clear out the pink ward. No stun on Demented Clown as he moves forward. And Demented Clown actually pretty good by support standards. He actually used to play for an EU Nordic East team called Darkside when they attempted to qualify in the Season 4 promo qualifiers. So definitely has that competitive experience. And together with I think it was Double Aim and Milica and Kolamax all used to play for Virtual Gaming when they tried to qualify. So a very strong EU Nordic East region. And I know when I saw Serbia in the semifinals, like, whoa, that is a little bit surprising considering that you don't consider them, you don't really look at teams by nationality, usually you see them by team name. But it's nice to see a very strong national team come in here in IESF, representing Serbia very, very well and able to at least stay relatively even. Now it's 10 minutes in, there's about 1,000 gold deficit, but it's important to see where that deficit is coming out. Mostly mid lane, top lane at 10 CS there, it's 10 CS mid lane, bottom lane, just a little here, a little there, but see where what breaks first, which team is really able to secure the first major objective.
I'm loving the vision from Korea. Rek'Sai is permanently clearing out wards because there's always vision on him. So he can't put any pressure because they know exactly where he is at that moment.
Even with the ward on Raptors when he was trying to take them earlier, it's nope, we know exactly where you are. Some surveillance cameras being set up there, and nice pink ward placements up around the dragon area. Getting on towards dragon time, we've seen it taken relatively consistently around 10 to 13 minutes on in there. Double aim there to clear it out though, so we'll see if Colorless can find some action here. Nice stun against the wall there. I have no idea how that Cosmic Binding works, but Chieftain does. He is able to secure the second kill of the game there for the Korean squad. Golemax GG about to transform in, and Meganar is going to continue that fight up top lane, but is that a fight he wants to go for? There's the Gnar against the wall. Golemax pretty low, flashes back underneath his turret and just narrowly able to stay alive. Demented Clown having his ult forced out there, slowed out as he gets back towards his turret. Colorless going back towards the turret underneath it. There is the Tempered Fate, secures the turret lockdown, but Bigfoot able to rocket jump back away. Is he going to be able to stay alive? Summoner heal keeps him alive for just a second longer, but it's not enough. Here comes Milica down towards the bottom lane. Does have the ability to pick up at least one kill. Firing very, very low. Does he? Golemax stunned up there. A huge double kill coming in from Chieftain. They're looking for more, and they'll get it. A 4-0 trade there. Korea devastating with 6 kills.
That was so many misplays in what once. Now they pick up this free dragon as well. Ooh, this is going to cost them.
Incredibly. You may have called it misplayed. All I saw was that sick Bard ult on the turret. It's like a mini Ohm Wrecker, that one item whose name I can't remember because it's hardly ever bought. Sometimes you see it in niche situations, but not just Bard ult. Turns off the turret, turns on the aggression as Korea come out to a very strong early lead.
The fact that Gnar TP'd in when they were 4 bots, with only 2 people bot if he TP'd in, of course, then that's an easy kill under tower yet again. This is not Serbia or what they've been showing so far.
Oh, definitely not. For Serbia, one of the real strengths for their team comes from not only Demented Clown as a support, but Kolamax is a very lane-dominant player. He's used to playing a lot of Nidalee, a lot of just harass out your top lane, able to turn that one around, but it's very, very evident that Lonely has a great understanding of his damage potential, when to go in, and he's already forced Kolamax out of lane once. We'll see if he can do it again now that they're back in that level and that 1v1 matchup, which is about to turn into a 2v1 as Chieftain heading up there right around will be scouted out here, and immediately you can see the reaction from Kolamax. Gonna try to jump back out of there. Is he going to be able to hit it? Jumps back underneath the turret. He's burning down. Turret actually unable to pick up the kill. Chieftain is the one that gets it. He is coming out with his 4th kill of the game. We talked about how significant Lee Sin was going to be in this matchup, and Chieftain just showing why that is a must ban.
Next game, it's either pick or ban for Lee Sin. We can see this from the start because Rek'Sai does not have the same impact.
Well, we can see this from not only the start of this game, but look at his record in solo queue. It's just like, oh, by the way, he's super good at that champion. Safeguarding on in. Can they turn this one around? Fire rate very low. There's going to be one kill. He gets a second one. Chieftain unstoppable. Milica trying to turn that one around. A nice dash away. There's the Bard ult trying to catch him. Going through for the magical journey. He's got it between the turret and the meeps. They're picking it up. Colorless in there for the kill. Never thought I'd be so scared of the meat in my life. The Meta Clown might need to be scared of Bob. He's bringing the rice there to the mid lane. And Kolamax jumping backwards, trying to kite there between mid lane second tier turrets. Only the one to tank things out there, but Serbia just incredibly far behind.
Re-engaged. Oh no, backing out. Good call backing out again there. I thought Rek'Sai was going to jump into that.
Love this Bard play from Colorless. Always very well aware of his mobility, of his options. Tried for the Tempered Fate, which, to be fair, didn't hit, but did cause a little bit of hesitation there around the mid lane. Able to come back and help out. Some more memes being thrown at Demented Clown. The slows out there. Headbutt just to get a little bit further away. Makes the Raptors angry, but there's Milica to take him down.
So this Bard is one of the best I've ever seen. He's on point. He lands everything, except for the one ulti that caused a bit of disruption. But he's really good. It's nice to watch.
Beautiful play there. Turrets down in the mid lane. Just kidding us right back up as you're able to re-erect that there, and while mid lane's busy being pushed back out by Azir, Korea you can already see starting to get their own game on. Well, I say Korea, it's mostly just Colorless. He's doing hashtag things Bard does, running around the map, grabbing those chimes and heading back to base now for some more wards.
What do you think Serbia can do to come back from this?
For Serbia, at least in the games that they've won, they've always played it, very safely, very snowbally when they get ahead. And I think for Kolamax, that's a situation he's used to being in a lot. Now, this time around, he's down 30 CS already. He's going to build towards that aggressive Black Cleaver, which is fairly standard for Nard, but might not hit that in time to be able to be a force in lane, as, man, Lonely just on top of that. He's rushing Trinity Force first, after, of course, upgraded boots. So that's going to be a big power spike when he hits that, which should be around the time that second dragon spawns.
Which is in 2 minutes, so...
Big push up the top lane, though. Chieftain not even ganking that lane, just running top lane, 3v0, and that's going to be a turret takedown just because of how low it was, down to below half HP, and is going to fall. Nothing to say about that. Kolamax is off doing Gromp right there. Demented Clown, double aim, they want to come in and fight this. Nice Tempered Fate, catches out double aim. Will need to tunnel his way back out of that one, but there's Demented Clown trying to turn him away. Beautiful Fate's Call, throwing Colorless right back in. There's Chieftain with the kickoff, and it's Bop there for the kill.
There was quite a bit of miscommunication there. Oh, Ekram looking for another engage.
Oh. Chieftain, he saw that strategy earlier that pulled him under turret, so wisely enough deciding not to go back in on that.
Tristana is not with the team. I get that they wanted to farm and level up and get more items to get to the Tristana late game, but if she was there, this would have been a whole different fight.
Still needs some time to scale up, maybe just a little bit, get an item under a belt for Bop. He has been able to rise his way to 203 on kills, but really the farm game right on point, and 1.5 items, pretty good place to be here. 16, 17 minutes into the game. Just want to reiterate that that is what Bop means in Korean, so clarifying that. And with Colorless, that duo has just been all over the map. Usually you see support and AD carry, and you're like, okay, well, the support's there to help the AD carry. But it feels like both players have been helping their team mostly individually. Those 2 kills have come off of, yes, team fights, but especially for Colorless, he has been absolutely everywhere making plays.
No, he does not deserve to be called a support. He's a carry this game.
Oh, Kolamax, he's about to get ulted on, flashing away. Megador's going to come out, but not in time. Lonely, spin to win. In there for the 11th kill of the game. That's the first kill Chieftain has not been a part of, by the way. 100% kill participation up until that point. The dive may be coming in here on a double aim. Takes that Lulu ult out, but not going down without a fight.
This is what happens when you give a team 3 power picks. I mean, they have Lulu, they have Lee Sin, and Hecarim.
I think at this point, Bard's going to be a power pick
Yes,
for Colorless.
yeah.
He's been really, really on point with those mechanics, able to roam around. He's actually going to go for an Aegis of the Legion first. And I think the choice here is just to make sure that there is as much protection against Azir, who has a lot of persistent damage. He's going for a very strong item here in the preseason patch. Nasher's Tooth being picked up, but 0-3, there's only so strong can be.
Going for the second dragon of the game. And he's looks free.
Colorless doesn't even care. He is just going all the way in. behind enemy lines. Double aim, gonna get bound against the wall. There's the stun. Might have a face call to come out here, locks him down, and this is not going to go well. Colorless forward, Lee Sin landing the Q. Nice combo there for Demented Clown, but he is forced to ult. Even with all that damage reduction, he still might just go down. There's the Rend, and it's Lonely. Link kill credit. Nice ult. Okay, I'm not sure about that interaction. Colorless flashing in the meats again! He's gonna get it down there. Double A will find a kill for himself. Will he be able to get away? Yes, he will. Magical journey on out of there. Colorless. So is the rest of his team in the disengage.
And if you watched on the minimap, disengage, re-engage.
Bigfoot in a little bit of a danger zone. Flashes backwards, or actually jumps backwards. Hits that summoner heal. You dodged away from Chieftain under tower, taking those hits, but able to escape.
Tristana took years to get to that fight. Again, it was the numbers. She is always bot, farming, and I get she needs items, but they need her in team fights more than ever now.
Infinity Edge has been completed there by Bigfoot, so he is going to be able to join these teams with a major item. However, preseason, in case you guys are not up to the changes on Infinity Edge, you don't get quite as many stats for combining the items. Like, you get a lot of them just for buying the components, but mostly the upgrade to Infinity Edge, you pay a lot for just the passive, the extra crit damage in there. So not necessarily a rushable item, or as rushable an item as it used to be, but still a lot of synergy there, getting some extra crit from the Zeal. Pretty standard builds for both AD carries, really, with Bokenbop still looking for that Blade of the Ruined King.
So, do you believe there's still a move for them to make to get out of this situation?
I mean, it's 2-13, and with Demented Clown way out there, not sure if he's going to sacrifice his life there. Avoids the Glitter Lance there, but 1v3, there's only so many escape options you have as an Alistar. He is going to wind up going down. Wisely enough, didn't ult there, so he saved it, realized he was dead. He's going to make it out of there the hard way.
I'm hoping this game does not go to their heads, because we want 3 games. We really want a prolonged series. It's nice to watch. It's nice to cast. So
Koreans come in as strong favorites, but Serbia very, very confident. I was talking to them earlier. They seemed like really unchallenged coming into this, undefeated, very strong together. They've been playing together for a long time. Did have to change up their roster maybe just a little bit away, if you guys know them as Virtual Gaming previously, changing it up maybe just a little bit for the purposes of this tournament, bringing in Bigfoot most notably as their AD carry. A few questions left to be answered about this. The game's still going on. A lot of wave clear between Tristana and Azir, so might see some stall potential if it goes on long.
This Kalista is going to become scary. Not that she's not scary already, but late game. Ooh.
Yeah, pop goes the red buff, able to grab that one away. Really going to help with this high attack speed build. Blade of the Ruined King, just need a little bit more gold for that one. So we'll soak up a large top lane wave and head back to base. Most likely for that item. In the meantime, Lonely is completely on top of this Hecarim, quite literally, as he is their top laner, but also able to have a lot of effect, not only in the 1v1, he's been destroying Cola Max up top lane. Maybe Lonely is like, a Pepsi fan, so Cola Max is definitely needing some help in that counter matchup. That's actually how he got his name. He originally named himself because he drank so much cola. So he's like, Cola to Max, man. Better make that your League of Legends name. That is, by the way, not my decision making when I came up with my name. I was like, hey, you know what? I like to drink a lot. Cola. No, I don't know about that. It's a unique name by far, but Black Cleaver completed. Not necessarily a unique item to go along with it, but still a strong one to have completed. Are
we going to see an early Baron? Because they're setting up all these wards around Baron. This is a lot of control. And they keep pushing out bot lane, or they just did. And now they keep forming a group at top. And I'm just waiting to see how Kalista, Hecarim, and Lee Sin does it. As just those 3. With bot zoning the whole team.
This is actually really cool to watch this strategy. So Bokenbop runs in the lane and is just going to shove this. He's got the completed Blade of the Ruined King on top of Rune and Hurricanes. Really quick at pushing that in. And while Kalista's pushing top lane, the rest of Fog run into the jungle. Deep ward coverage on top of it. Colorless is going to see this blue buff spawn and instantly want it for himself. So we'll see if he's the first one in there to just kind of maraud that buff. Keep it under control. Double aim. He's in the area, and I'm pretty sure you have to assume that it's been warded out by this point. So big rotation coming in here. Chieftain leading the charge. He's very, very aggressively itemized there. Smite is not good. It's good for double aim, though a two-man tempered fade. This could go terribly wrong there. Volvax actually getting feared backwards. Chieftain will get a nice kick there, keeping the fight going on there. Milka not going to stay alive for much longer. Boken Bob dashing away all over the top of everything. Magical Journey on in there for a double kill. In the meantime, in the back line, double aim and Demented Clown. A double stun off the Bard. Cosmic Binding. Gonna see a double kill. Will we see a triple? It's a full house there and a full 5-man ace. 5-for-1 exchange in Korea's favor.
With an 8k gold lead and a 3 Baron. No.
Definitely feels bad, man, if you're 3-19 as a Serbian squad. Just incredible kiting around there. Great positioning. Bokenbop specifically, combining his skills with Colorless's Bard. That synergy is ridiculous. Sometimes Bards a little bit hit or miss. You have to rely heavily on that high utility, and Colorless is just making so many plays possible. That Magical Journey to continue the fight. The follow-up perfectly played, and Korea just on top of it at every turn.
I just wonder what the idea was behind Gnar, because Gnar has not have any impact in this game.
Well, I think the idea is that it can be a very abusable lane-dominant champion depending on the champion matchup, but Lonely, I haven't seen Hecarim play this good ever since, Hecarim very much started out in Korea. I remember when CV Max as a top laner used to play nothing but Hecarim, and I actually got a chance to cast him in some solo queue tournaments where they just took one-trick ponies out of solo queue, put them together, and he was ridiculous. So excited to see him on, or Lonely here on this top lane, Hecarim, bringing back the pick, developed in Korean solo queue, and showing exactly how strong it is here in the preseason patch.
I think they should just try to stall the game out, not to win, but to get into their tactics, to see their rotations, how they play around, because if they want to win, they need to be able to counter this.
Why isn't that cannon firing?
There's a bug with cannons at the moment. We had it in a few of our games as well. It just stands there till minions attack.
Interesting. Well, there are Baron buffs now on all of these minions. That's going to help in there with the push. It's going to be interesting to see as both teams kite their way around the mid lane, running backwards, running forward, running backwards, and now backwards again. Okay, Minuet's pushing in. Instead of empowering them with Baron buff, they're just going to back away from... Okay, just kidding. They're going back in onto second tier turret top lane. Demented Clown there. Not sure about that pulverized, but its turret's still probably staying alive for a little bit longer. Back here to mid lane, double aim. Cosmic Binding. Chieftain had that kick on lock, but too quick on the kill there. The 20th kill of the game coming into the Korean squad. Max stunned out there against the wall. These Cosmic Bindings, so much capitalization on top of it. It's like you really want to get your point across, so you just hit that caps lock. That's how much capitalization there is going on here by the Korean team. Back up to the top lane, some great rotations, and that's going to be a kill on the second tier turret of the game.
Double aim has been getting caught so often. It's really a big impact on the game for Serbia. He's costing them a lot. Or early game at least. Now it's just continuing the face roll.
Second tier turret's gone top and mid and might just go in deep inside the base. Lonely really needs to take that turret out. He's going to actually ult out of the base. A little bit deep in there, but a base turret destroyed nonetheless. Double aim chasing out there, but in the meantime, the pressure bottom lane heating up as Korea takes their final remaining outer turret of the game. Magical Journey away, back to base. Korea gonna buy some huge power spikes here. An Infinity Edge picked up. A little bit of synergy there between the Infinity Edge and the Rune's Hurricane. Not only do you build it out of Zeal now, but the Rune's procs can crit. So that's a lot more crit damage coming out there from an Infinity Edge. Of course, amplifying it just a little bit more.
I think this should be the final fight. If Serbia can pull out something miraculously, but then they have another fight for them. That's it. But Korea's just too far ahead.
20-3, I think that's some fairly safe analysis as we look down towards, really, I think maybe not Baron, not Dragon. What's really going to be the objective? The force of this fight, you just push things in, slow and steady, winning the race. No turtle champions in League of Legends, so I guess that's not quite as relevant of a pun, but consistent flows. Are there?
Udyr.
Turtle stance, or like you're like a turtle. I don't think that's quite turtly enough for the Turtle Club there. You need an actual champion running around like that. But into the jungle, in the top lane, Korea dominant on their ward control. Bottom lane, top lane, both pushes going on there. Not sure about Demented Clown's positioning. There's actually Ignite taking down the true damage cutting through, and there is Chieftain. You're kicking the Alistar back lane just to secure the kill. Colorless going in, getting pulled back in, spit back out. There he is in the front of the fight. Tempered Fate onto 2, Bigfoot and double aim. Miss on the Cosmic Binding, but still more kills coming in here for Korea. Nice Emperor's Divide, but not nice enough to keep him alive. Ren goes the double kill, and that is Kalista clocking in for her 9th kill of the game. Korea crushing the base.
That Kalista though.
Yeah, 9-1 and
that Hecarim.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely everything. And second Nexus turn will go down here. The Nexus under fire, and Korea will grab themselves their first win in their semi-final match.
They are the favorites.
And you can see exactly why they're 24-3, the final score, and just incredibly dominant there. The roams from Colorless's Bard, the plays from Chieftain's Lee Sin, guarantee we're going to see a ban on that one, but we'll see exactly what we see when we see it. Coming up here in just a second. Stick around, we've got more of the 7th Esports World Championship League of Legends semifinals coming your way in just a minute.